and welcome to the fourth and final session in the Emotional Resilience Workshop series. Take a moment and get acquainted with the contents of this course. Please review the agenda located in your participant manual. In previous workshops, we discussed the concepts originated by Dr. David Viscott. We reviewed the dynamics of natural therapy, including emotional debt, the feeling cycle, the nature and purpose of feelings, the architecture of loss and the types of losses, toxic nostalgia, personality types, and the defenses that inhibit pain and pleasure.
And radio host Dr. David Viscott has died. For 13 years, Viscott dispensed pop psychology and personality on KABC radio. For the last several years, his talk with Dr. David Viscott was syndicated nationwide. A champion of tough love, Viscott also wrote books, even tried television. He was found today in his Studio City home, apparently killed by a heart attack. Dr. Viscott was 58.
In his nearly 3 decades of working with patients, Dr. Viscott discovered a spontaneous process he called natural therapy. He realized that the natural healing process is always working within us. It helps us resolve our emotional as well as physical pain. The heart of this process involved dealing honestly with life's problems by taking feelings and events at face value as they occurred. Facing life directly leads to resolution of problems that can be solved and acceptance of those that cannot. He discovered that old emotions of fear, hurt, and anger stored in emotional debt are continually seeking to be released. Toxic nostalgia represented the way these repressed feelings resurfaced in order to be addressed and finally put to rest. It was clear that toxic nostalgia was the most important element in the natural healing process, and studying it became the focus of his work.
Another opportunity to heal. The light of the truth continually exposes unresolved feelings to resolution. It is the mixing of past and present that dismays you. The chagrin over realizing that ghosts of old feelings still haunt your consciousness and have the power to intrude at will is a disquieting thought. No one likes to believe that something is amiss and not be able to identify and fix it. Repairing the old damage done to you is not merely a matter of resolving to be better, but a result of a willingness to be vulnerable, to accept that you are not perfect, to admit that what you have lost has mattered to you, and to take responsibility for the way your life has turned out. Lowering your defenses is a key factor in the resolution of the complex array of emotional factors that predispose you to toxic nostalgia. Letting go of the hurt you have stored in emotional debt is the necessary healing step. Releasing hurt is the central act of forgiving. You release others to be released yourself. This is not possible unless you're willing to admit that you have been hurt. This is not possible unless you are willing to change and grow, to admit your weaknesses and accept them as part of yourself. Your ease in accepting yourself determines how easily you deal with the pain of your life and the hurt of the moment. You cannot be free in the moment if you are guarding against realizations that wish to speak to you from your past. What are those old realizations? They are many. You were hurt, abandoned, cheated, injured, abused, and betrayed. You were not loved the way you wanted to be loved, or the way you needed to be loved. You were not cherished for the person you are. You compromised. You gave in to the belief that you were less. You took the easy path, betraying yourself and your gift. You held grudges, acted in anger, sought revenge, and in denying your hurt, you allowed your anger to grow out of control and sometimes hurt others in the very way you were hurt, the very thing you promised yourself you would never do. You became the enemy you hated most. Your sudden recollections of unresolved pain are another opportunity to correct these imbalances. You can never go back and relive the past. Accept that. You can never make someone who does not already love you. Accept that as well. You have no power over others, barely control over the events in your own life. You need to let go of others and release them to their own destiny, and you to yours. You cannot win the esteem of the world, please everyone, or win every time. You need to reach for your own stars and find victory on your own terms. The purpose of dealing with so many painful issues and negative feelings is not to get you depressed, but by guiding you through the depths of human suffering, to allow you to become familiar with sadness so that dealing with grief is not strange to you. Embracing the good of life is not possible unless you have found a way to come to terms with the truth. Toxic nostalgia, though unpleasant and unpredictable, is an optimistic reminder that healing is still possible and a better and happier you is still evolving. Be patient and trust in the natural therapeutic process. It is the heart of your being and the key to your happiness and self-acceptance. Toxic nostalgia is the wake-up call of the soul.
Dr. Viscott began to analyze the forces that kept these feelings hidden. He discovered that the same defenses that blocked feelings also blocked people from knowing or telling the truth. Defense mechanisms belong to three major types: denial, blaming or excuses, and pretenses. He also discovered that everyone uses all these defenses depending on the kind of pain they were defending and their personality type. He then defined personality types by the way each avoided pain during different stages of childhood. The dependent character type was sensitive to loss of love and used denial to protect themselves. The controlling character type blamed or made excuses when their power was threatened. The competitive character type pretended not to care when they failed. Most people are a mixture of all three personality types and defenses. Today's workshop will focus on understanding your personality type and the defenses you use to protect yourself from pain.